Welcome to the Dungeon Messter, the show where I'm a mess, and so can you. Today, I'm going to be painting this guy. It's going to be my purple penguin. I was going to paint him last time, and I didn't get to it. So, we're going to do him with the purple. And I feel like this should be a little bit easier than that green. That green was difficult to work with. Purple has a little bit better, I don't know if it's the pigments or the ratio of pigments to the medium that suspends them. I don't know what it is, but this purple will probably do in one coat what it took 3 coats to do with that green. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, that's already much, much better. Got a little bit of purple on his jacket there. Don't care. I'm gonna paint that jacket brown. Little purple tail here. I had to really think about what colors I'm going to use for his pants because I had considered blue, but blue is right next to purple on the color wheel, and I didn't really want to put blue next to purple. And then I thought about red, but red is also right next to purple. So I decided I'm going to do his pants yellow and red, but the yellow will be that back section that's going to be actually next to the purple, so it will show up. They won't be adjacent to each other, so the purple and the yellow will both show up without blending. Makes it easy for the eye to understand what is going on. This guy's got a sassy look, standing with his flippers like that on his hips. He's a sassy penguin. Again, he's got just mostly white is going to be showing, but the purple comes up here. So let's get this and get up to the line where the white will be. Get behind his bandana. Still have to paint the bandana on the other guy, on the green guy, the last one I did. Oops, it's a little bit thick. Might do the green guy's bandana purple and do the purple guy's bandana green. Let's get his little bald head. I guess it's not bald, he's got feathers. That's what all the purple is, it's his feathers. And I figured out on the last guy that there's like a little spot right there. There we go. Okay. I did get some purple on the inside here, inside of his collar. But that's going to be brown, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. That's pretty good. What do we do next? Okay. I figured out that I really like the, so I painted painted their feet yellow and their beaks yellow to start with. Then I felt like the color was too light, so I went back over it with a rust orange. And I like the look of the orange on the yellow for the feet. So I think I'm actually going to do that for all of them. Paint the feet yellow first. So let me go ahead and get that yellow on there so it has a chance to dry. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's the yellow I'm going to be using for his pants. And I want the yellow. This is a difficult yellow to work with. Most yellows are difficult to work with. But you got to put it on thin enough that it dries. And then you just got to do like 15 coats. So let me get the yellow on here. And we're going to do, figured out last time that his pants are uneven. And by uneven, I mean there's not an even number of like stripes. So if I do one stripe yellow and the next stripe red and the next stripe yellow and the next stripe red, eventually I'm going to have two stripes of the same color right next to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that in the back. Make those two stripes yellow. So there's a yellow next to a yellow. And I'm going to suck up some of these puddles here. Okay. It's pretty splotchy. That's what happens with this yellow for whatever reason. I don't need to do the red yet. What am I doing? Let's get all the yellow stripes done. So I'm going to skip that one and do this one in yellow. I got a lot of yellow in the crease, and I don't actually want that. I want the crease to remain unpainted. So try to just mop that out of there. Okay. Now we'll do the yellow here. This is the side that's got all the little patches and stuff on it. These are really cool sculpts, honestly, by Cast and Play. You know what that is? That's a piece of the, there's a, hanging off the bottom here, there's a piece of supports from when I printed it. I'm going to take that off of there. That happens sometimes. You take the supports off and one of them breaks and it's still hanging on. You kind of miss it until you start painting it, and then you're like, what is that thing? Okay, and that's it. Now we're back around to the yellow. I'm gonna let that yellow dry while I do the red. like the red might need 2 coats as well. Maybe not. As always, I'm trying to anchor my painting hand, oftentimes with my pinky, to the base that I'm holding so that I've got more control. It might be a good strategy if you're doing side-by-side colors to do the lighter color first. And then if you mess up and you get that lighter color in a place where the darker color is supposed to go, it's easy for the darker color to go over it. It is harder to get a lighter color over a darker color. But it can be done. Okay, let's go back and get those yellows filled in. And I don't want to do a super thick coat. I'd rather do a couple of thin coats, have them dry. Do another coat, have it dry. It's still wet right there. I'm going to soak up some of that. Spread the love over here. It's easy to get too much paint in one spot. You can always just soak it up and then wipe it off on your paper towel, or you can soak it up and move it somewhere else where you need it. Okay. I'm actually okay with that red like that. I might need a little bit more yellow on there, but oh yeah, let's see if we can get his white. You know what I noticed? I didn't do the green on this fella's chest. What's his pattern gonna be? What's his pattern gonna be? Let's do one here and one here. That green just does not show up on the white. I'm actually gonna make it a little bit thick. And then I'm gonna do one here. And one here. Let's see about that. Sure, sure. All right. Let's get some of this white. feel like I have to mix up the white more often than most of the colors to keep it blended with the thinner. I don't know why that is. Maybe because the pigment. I don't know. I know with yellow, it's hard for them to find good pigment. At least that's what I remember hearing on that Goobertown channel. That guy's incredible. You want to watch a pro painter explain how to do stuff. Turn this off right now and go to Goobertown. Yeah, gotta get in here. Do the eyelids. Probably have to do the eyelids again after I paint the pupils. There we go. Let's do those pupils. Kind of turning my brush to where it's the angle that I need to slide in there. Oh, I got it on his eyelid. Yeah. Well, focus. There we go. So let's touch up that eyelid. Don't need a lot of paint. There we go. And get his eyebrows. The same dark gray. I'm using Army Painter Necromancer Cloak. Yeah. Okay, get the top. More important to get the top than the bottom because you're always going to be looking down on your minis. So they gotta look good from up above. Unless your friends are total jerks, nobody's going to be picking up your miniatures and looking at the underside to see if you got all the details right down there. Unfortunate that my friends are not total jerks. My friends are all awesome. Alright, I painted his feet yellow. Now I'm painting them orange. The yellow will show through. And it has a cool effect. I like it. That's one of those happy accidents that you just kind of stumble upon when you're painting. You're like, oh, I did that wrong. Let me do it this way. Oh, it looks good with this on top of that. It happens quite often, I find. His little beak. The underside. Just because I know it's there. And that's pretty close. Pretty close to done for this guy. I am going to do some purple. What kind of purple pattern should I do on his? Let's see. I've not done like a Y sort of pattern yet. I'm going to do a little Y. 1, 2, 3. I guess it's just a triangle. Okay, I'm going to come back and do some finishing touches later. I still got to do his patches, these little patches on his pants. I've got to do this little sash. I've got to do this vest, the jacket, the bandana, and then all the stitching. Stitching will probably be either really light or really dark, whatever contrasts best with what's behind it, since that's what will make it stand out. Contrast. Okay. I think I'm going to call it there, and I will see you next time on the Dungeon Messter. Bye.